Hello everyone and welcome to Be Born Reddit.
Me, 19 male, and my sister, 21 female, found a video of our mom, 45 female. She thinks it's of her cheating, but I think it might not be. We can't agree what to do with it. Original post, April 27, 2016. My sister found this video on my mom's laptop. I think she was using her laptop for some school stuff and she must have gone snooping through her personal files. She found this video. It's from a few years ago according to the date of the file. It's definitely our mom in the video and it looks to be in some hotel room. There's definitely a man in the video, but he's holding the camera and we don't see his face or hear his voice. I don't want to go into any detail, but it's basically a striptease/sex tape filmed by the man. So while our mom is clearly identifiable, I can't tell exactly who the man is. I first got angry at my sister for showing it to me. I told her this is gross. I don't want to see that. She told me she thinks it could mean our mom is cheating on our dad and we should at least present the information to our dad. I told her it's very likely it's him in the video. You can see the man's hands in a few shots. I think it's my dad. She seems to think it's not him. I told her if we show it to them and it is him, not only will we be embarrassed, but they would be mad at her for snooping. She was like, "Why do you care? I'm the one who did the snooping, so only I'll get in trouble. I'll cover you if they try to get mad at you." I told her there has to be a more sensitive way of approaching the situation, instead of just bombarding our parents with, "Hey, we saw your sex tape," which could either be with you or mom's secret lover, and we should consider the fallout. However, she seems pretty adamant that she just wants to show them. She thinks it's the safest option, since if she was cheating, she gets exposed, but if it was just dad, then no harm done. We can't agree on what to do, and I have a feeling she might show it to them regardless of what I feel. But if I push hard enough, I might convince her of an alternative solution. Any ideas on what we should do? TLDR. Sister found a sex tape involving our mom on the computer. Guy's face is not visible. I think it's dad. Sister thinks it's another man and she's cheating. She wants to confront them with the evidence, but I think we'd be in trouble if we do, and we should find a more sensitive solution to what's going on, if anything is going on. Now for the comments. OP comes up with plans. Option A, sending it anonymously. OP says, "I like the idea of sending it to him anonymously, maybe through email or something. If it's him, no harm done, and he doesn't know it was us." A commenter says, "Please don't do that. Your parents will be shitting themselves wondering what kind of pervert hacker has gone through their computer to watch their private videos." Another editor says, "But if it is him and you send it anonymously, he'll be freaking out about who has it and how they found it." Option B, telling dad about the video. OP says, "If it's him in it, he'll know it's him. And won't he get mad at us for even looking at it? Is there a way I can let him know that I'm sorry I had to look at it, but it's only because we were concerned about him so he doesn't get mad?" Option C, faking finding it in front of dad. OP says, "Okay, what if we go up to him and tell him there's something we need to show him on the laptop, and then while browsing it in front of him, we pretend to stumble upon the thing for the first time. We can be like, 'What's this?' If he genuinely doesn't know and says open it to find out, it means he doesn't know about it. If he's like, 'No, don't click that,' it means he knows." Our editor responds, "Dude, if you use one of the plans you've put in this thread or confront him with it, please post an update. This is gold. I can't wait until your dad A gets an anonymous email with his sex tape and thinks he's being blackmailed. B finds out you have been watching him do the nasty with mom and is crazy embarrassed. Or C, and my favorite option, you pretend to mistakenly find it while showing him something else, and the whole family watches mom and dad's sex tape. Cheating women don't keep videos on the family laptop of them stripping and cheating. They're not dudes. And if your mom turns out to be the dumbest cheater ever, then all of this will expose itself soon enough. But she's not, so it won't. But I just want to see the cringe update, so I'm still rooting for C. OP replies, no, here's what my sister and I decided to do. We're going to sit mom and dad down, tell them both at the same time that while we were using their laptop, we noticed there was a lot of junk and we were cleaning it up to make it run faster. In the process, we accidentally stumbled on this file and mistakenly opened without knowing what it was, but closed as soon as we realized. We won't tell them we watched the whole thing, and we won't tell them we suspect cheating. We'll say that the reason we're telling them this is because we think they should save the file in a more secure location. Or maybe on a separate hard drive or something so it doesn't get hacked into. If my dad knows about the tape, he'll be like, okay, that makes sense. If he doesn't know about the tape, well, now he would. Update May 5, 2016. More than a week later. Yeah, things didn't go so well, unfortunately. I kept arguing with my sister. I told her if she's so certain they're cheating, the least we could do is ask dad first if he knows about the tape, but not mention that we have seen it. She was determined that it was cheating based on the hands and the feet. She was like, those definitely aren't dad's. I told her she was creepy AF if that was them in the video, and God knows how many times she has watched it. She was basically watching a video of our mother naked and freaking our dad. Even if it wasn't our dad, it's still freaking gross. She didn't care. I told her if I couldn't stop her, she should at least leave me out of it. I want nothing to do with it. She went nuclear. She went and told them everything and embarrassed the F out of herself. Turns out her little detective work was way off. It was dad in the video. Our dad was angry but mostly bewildered, but he just laughed it off and got over it. Our mom, however, didn't take it so well. She had a panic attack. She went nuts. She was like, what the hell is wrong with you kids? I tried to stay out of it, but my sister dragged me into it and named me as her accomplice, even though I had warned her against it. Our mom was so hurt and upset. Not only that her daughter would so brazenly accuse her of cheating, but that her children had watched an explicit sex tape of her. She was really traumatized. She couldn't take it anymore. She got up and left to her parents' house, where she's been there for a whole day to recuperate. She's only called our dad to speak to. She won't speak to us. Our dad told us to just give it time until she's feeling better. TLDR, nobody was cheating. But my sister effed up my parents' relationship. Mom is crying now and has gone to stay with her parents. Won't talk to my sister or me. Am I the a-hole for having my wife's missing ring replicated without her knowledge? Original post, December 17, 2023. A few months ago, my 44 male wife, 43 female, lost a ring given to her by her late grandmother. My wife was really close to her grandmother, so needless to say, the ring held significant sentimental value for her. Also, given that her grandmother died last year, it was a particularly painful blow. We searched high and low but never found it. After it was missing for about a month and my wife started losing hope, I decided that I'd have the ring replicated. We did have quite a few pictures of the ring, so I thought it could potentially be done. I did suggest the idea to my wife, but she did seem very receptive to it. She said things along the lines of how it couldn't be done and how it wouldn't be a replacement for the one her grandmother gave her. However, she didn't expressly say she would not allow me to replicate it. I ended up taking the pictures to a jeweler and described the piece to the best of my abilities. 2 months and 9K later, the ring was ready. I will admit that I kept all of this secret from my wife, and the day it was ready, I cancelled work to pick it up and placed it between two sofa cushions that my wife usually sits around. I didn't want to present her with the ring, as I thought she wouldn't like that based on our conversation earlier. Fast forward a few days, and my wife finds the ring. She's overjoyed, happier than I've seen in a long time. I congratulated her on finding it and thought that was that. Recently, my wife started questioning the ring. For the past few weeks, she's been telling me things like how it feels a bit different. Today, when I got back from work, my wife started asking me about the ring. She was saying things like how it felt different and how it looked different. I'll save you most of the details, but in summary, after about 5 minutes of grilling me, I confessed about having the ring replicated. To say she was furious would be an understatement. Basically, she yelled at me for being dishonest, claimed that I was acting like being married to her was charity, and also said that I had insulted her intelligence and embarrassed her in front of her friends and family, as she told them all that she found the ring. I apologized and told her that I didn't want to see her depressed, but she refused to listen. She ended up locking herself in our bedroom. I tried apologizing again, but all she did was slide the ring under the door towards me. All this just made me confused and conflicted about the entire situation. Am I the a-hole for getting her ring replaced? Now for the comments. Someone says, better start apologizing. OP replies, yeah, once she cools down, I'll definitely be apologizing again. Though there will probably be a night or two of me sleeping on the couch before we reach that stage. Another person says, you're the a-hole. Not for getting it replicated, but for lying. The ring is poisoned to her now. OP responds, thanks for the feedback. Yeah, unfortunately, I think this particular ring is poisoned to her. I've got to start from scratch again, I suppose. Another person asks, you can't mean with another ring. OP replies, definitely not. I'll apologize and try doing something else for her. At this stage, this ring has essentially become one of the evil rings that Tolkien wrote about. Another editor tells him, you should have just asked if she wanted a copy. OP replies, when I brought up replacing it earlier this year, she didn't expressly say she didn't want that, but alluded to how it would not be the same. I guess I should have just listened and tried something else to cheer her up, instead of this band-aid solution. A redditor tells him, don't tell her you didn't explicitly say no. Stop trying to justify this. OP replies, thanks for the advice. I won't try justifying it whatsoever the next time I apologize, and I am willing to do whatever it takes for her to look past my mistake. OP elaborates on the money. Once I think she's ready, I will apologize again. As for the money, it was out of my own personal account rather than I shared one. OP is voted, you're the a-hole. Update, December 21, 2023. 4 days later. So it's been a few days since I last posted, and I'd like to provide an update on what's been happening. But before that, I'd like to thank everyone who took the time to respond to the original post. Your insights were incredibly valuable in helping me navigate the situation. As expected, I did end up spending a few nights sleeping on the couch. My wife was very angry with me, so I kept my distance and allowed her time to cool off. During this time, I've been keeping the replacement ring with me, as I didn't think my wife would even want to see it. Our youngest asked me why I was sleeping on the couch the other night, and I told him that it was good for his old man's back. It's another lie, but I didn't feel too bad going ahead with it. Tuesday night, after the kids went to bed, I apologized profusely for the entire situation. I told her that there was zero justification for what I did, and that I should have listened to her rather than try to replace the ring. I told her that what I did was unbelievably foolish, and inconsiderate, and I then offered to explain to her family and friends the situation if they were to ask about it. We did end up talking for a long time, and she told me that it was very difficult to describe how she felt about my actions. On the one hand, she was very frustrated that I thought I could just replace the ring. Yet, on the other hand, she was a bit amused that I'd go to such lengths and said she appreciates that aspect. She ended up re-accepting the ring, and I was allowed back into our bedroom. Things do seem to be slowly returning to normal, but if there's one thing I've learned about married life, it's that this conversation will probably be revisited a few more times in the future, and they will likely make my wife upset again. For that reason, I have decided to buy my wife a necklace, which I'll surprise her with in a few days. I'm thinking that this will hopefully soften her anger if this conversation ever does come up again. Now for the comments. A Redditor says, maybe ease off on the jewelry giving and clean the house or something lol. OP replies, well, I got home from work earlier and managed to clean all the dishes and do the laundry. So it's a start, smiley face. Another Redditor says, clean the house only in an apron. And there's a discussion about his kids seeing him. OP replies, oh man, that would be embarrassing. Fortunately, my wife got home before the kids today. She saw me cleaning and told me that she hoped I saved some energy for later tonight. 10 out of 10. Cleaning was absolutely worth it. Another Redditor says, I hope things work out. OP responds, thank you. I appreciate it. Earlier today, I got us reservations for her favorite restaurant next week and have arranged for a sitter that night. She doesn't know, so it will be another surprise. A Redditor says, are you sure you want more surprises? OP replies, 100%. I'm sure she'll like it since we haven't been out in a little while, but I will run it by her. OP reveals how that plan turned out the next day. Absolutely, I let her in on it last night and she thought it would be a great chance for us to have some time for ourselves.
That was the end of the video. Comment down below to share what you thought. Press like and subscribe and click the notification bell for more regular updates. Thank you for watching.